My path into the fire service isn't really that different from a lot of other people, I bet. I bet a lot of people started out as a young person wanting to be involved in the fire service. Mine was a little bit slightly different than that because of the area that I grew up in. It was a very rural area. My grandfather had moved up to kind of a rural area outside of Nevada County and built a Walton's Mountain situation, if you will. He picked one hill in the middle of about 1,000 acres, bought the property, and surrounded his house with all of our family around it. So I grew up down about a little bit more than a half a mile dirt road to my grandfather's house, which is at the very end of another very long road, and he named it Dixon Road. And so a lot of my family still resides there today. So as young people growing up, we got together as a family every weekend, and we certainly got together on the 4th of July. And back before the fire department ruined all the fun, we could have fireworks on the 4th of July in Nevada County. We pretty regularly had that. Well, there was one family that lived past our house at the very end of my grandfather's road that was not part of our family. And won't mention the Miller's name or anything like that. But this family was a little bit different than ours. They celebrated in a less tactical way, and they shot off a lot of fireworks, drank a lot, and partied a little bit. So every year, without fail, they would start the vegetation on fire on the 4th of July. So my family would always be able to go there and help out, and that's what we did in those days, is we would drive to wherever it was. Well, it got to be the point where I was old enough to ride in the back of the truck, back when it was safe to do so. I would ride in the back of the truck, and one year, the first year I was able to ride in the back of the truck, they parked right next to the driveway. The family offloaded. I was told to stay in the truck. I wasn't old enough to help yet, but I could see the fire burning in the general area that they were at. And the fire trucks came, and one of the fire engines parked right beside where the back of the truck that I was in. And so I saw a guy. All I knew is it was a guy that had a red hat, and he had this gigantic radio that he was talking on, and he was talking to the airplanes, and they were doing what he told him. And as a little kid, that was the most amazing thing for me, and that's where I got the fire bug, and that's how I started into wanting to be in the fire service. As far as going into a career, I started as a volunteer like a lot of other people. My best friend at the time was involved in ROP, which is, I think some of you folks also started in the ROP program and got into the fire service. He was in the ROP program, and he was talking with some of the firefighters in the city of Grass Valley, and they said, we're kind of looking for a high school kid who is willing to help out and wants to work, as a summer job to maintain the alarm boxes. So he knew that I wanted to get involved in the fire service, and he said, hey man, I got this great opportunity for you. All you have to do is go around and test the alarm boxes and clean them. And so that's what my summer job started out being. It was the best of both worlds for me. I could be a volunteer firefighter. I could go do this stuff and help out and get paid for it. It was a terrific deal. And because of that, I was able to go to trainings with the fire department, and fast forward, probably 5 or 10 years now. I'm giving away my age, and here I am. So that's it. So enough about me. Once again, I agree with the chief. I don't want to make it about me. This is the Volunteer Appreciation Dinner because of what you do. And what you folks do is spectacular. You go away from your families and help out your neighbors, and do that out of the goodness of your heart and because you feel called to serve other people. And that's an important thing. Now, the paid folks in the room, we do that too, but you folks, like the chief said, you have another career, and then you do this at all hours of the day and night. The commitment is incredible. We appreciate what you do. We'll never be able to do it without you, and we really appreciate it. So that's for the firefighters in the room. Thank you very much. For your families that are in the room, thank you very much for loaning us your loved ones. We will do everything we can to return them to you in the same condition, a little bit dirtier, certainly smellier, and more tired than when they left. So thank you very much for that. So I do appreciate that. Okay, so with that, moving on to some awards. You know what
Do you remember the name of the fire company?
Eagle Hose?
Red Helmet.
Oh, God. No, you're asking me to pull up stuff from a long time ago? I don't remember.
Jeanette, can you help?
It's in the box.
It has to be clear.
Uh-oh. Snake bite?
Maybe.
I would open Look at that, dude. That's a oh my gosh. Look at that. That is rad, dude. That is sweet.
The fire helmet from the captain that he saw.
Save it, Steve. Nice. Okay, recover, Jim. You know, when I do these awards, and since it's my last time, if you just entertain me, we don't do anything in the fire service alone. We do everything together. So I think it's really important that all the volunteers from Battalion 17, 73, 74, 75, and 78, could you come up to the front here so we're all together, please?